Okay, so I wanted to make this video based off why did society switch up all of a sudden when I used to be able to call girls out, women, on their bullshit and have everyone agree with me. Because of the main fact that I was famous, you can't hide from anything. I was twice as famous as them. When I was first time I come up, people weren't clowning on me for doing anything. I literally, no work, no school, everybody was praising me because I made animated music videos for local rappers. Because I was famous off making those AMVs for the local artists, some of the strippers of those artists were on my Snapchat, and I got to know everyone, and I got to know the truth behind the rap star life and why it isn't all that, because I trained hard when I was younger to become a rapper. But things changed. Because I realized that being a rapper doesn't mean you get pussy. Being a rapper doesn't mean that you get the fortune, fame, and everything. In fact, there's several videos that saying that the rapper is broke. I was actually broke, and I was still pulling tens after tens after tens. The reason why I'm making this video is, why did the BAML provider become so multiplied in this economy when I was unemployed? Is literally when I got the most play. Is literally when I got the easiest access to play. I got tons and tons and tons of followers without doing shit but having a positive message through my videos through the form of art. Alright? So I had nothing. I repeat, no car, not going to school, but everybody was praising me, and I can pull bitches after bitches after bitches, and now all of a sudden that there's a problem. Now all of a sudden that BAML's provider has to be the regular, and the reason why I have to go into detail of this is because girls never had a pussy pass when I was first on my come up. When I was calling the bitches out on Snapchat, I was able to Snapchat them being in denial because I was able to call a woman out. They tried showing the Snapchat messages to their friends saying, "Oh, look at this thirsty guy," and everybody's all like, are you kidding me? This guy is gorgeous hot. Are you fucking kidding me? You know you wanna fucking quit playing yourself, and that bitch ended up with no friends. Everybody started praising me for calling out female nature. Oh, this guy's a player. Oh no, you can't pretend that. It was literally the exact opposite of what happened to me when I was in high school. Literally, girls can call me ugly and get away with it while I'm in high school, but as soon as I got Snapchat, as soon as I got Instagram, as soon as I got everything else going for me, and I took a picture of myself and I sent pictures, and they're all like, "Oh, this guy's so fucking ugly." They're all like, "You're smoking. You're crazy." All of that. Women used to get blackballed so easily. The point where I started teaching people that you don't need shit to get women. I started teaching people that it's not worth it, because what happened was they became thirsty for me like how I was thirsty for them in high school, but they want me to get my shit together. And back then, once I recorded that, I Snapchat that, because she was all like, "Oh, you need a car, you need this and that." What she did was she would tease me with her actions and say, "Yo, I'm down to fuck you, but you need to get a car first, you need to get this and that," and everybody blackballed her and hit her with the logic immediately. You're the one who is more thirsty than he is, so you're the one who has to make the effort. You want to fuck him, you gotta get your car, and you gotta go over to his house and fuck him the way you want to, because you expect him to bend over for you when he caught you being thirsty. That's how it used to be back in the day. Now all of a sudden, now they started defending people who think like that. Now instead of calling them out for denying the fact that he's hot and denying the fact that she wants to fuck him, they started to do shit like, "Oh, he's a shitty person. He doesn't have a personality. He doesn't have a shit together for a reason. He's a special ed." Everybody's like, it doesn't matter. C does not need for him to get his shit together in order to fuck him. It is a separate context, and they used to call it back. They used to call it out back in the day, but now they can't, because now the white knights all stood up together and be like, "No, this guy can't get everything he wants just based off looks alone." And everybody who fucked with me for being the video editor, forget that. Because you guys are in denial. You guys don't have the swag that he has. You guys know that he can, but You guys are choosing to be the stupid illiterate street life that doesn't get woman, that you think is woman. No, it only gets attention from women. And once I realized that, and once I realized that girls are hungry for clout, but clout doesn't make them thirsty, we literally called these girls out. Now all of a sudden, the girls that I knew that said you had to have a so-called personality can only get their way by seducing men. I'm like, this is why women get treated like pieces of meat, because they're not portraying anything different. And this is what happens when you give someone who falls into their cracks, who doesn't 100% fit the stereotype, the power to call women out on their bullshit through social media. Nobody defended them back in the day, but everybody started defending them as soon as Big Towel came out. And I'm wondering, why the fuck now is there an issue that men have to get their shit together when me and tons of hood niggas that I have met personally got away with fucking dimes without having shit? I still don't know, be honest, I still don't know why BML Simps rose up and why women started to become protected. Like, they started to get everything to their pussy pass. When I was texting these girls, everybody knew that they all went to a mental hospital. They all knew that beauty and mental condition came hand to hand back in the day. I used to have a girl with some big ass titties that literally got caught talking to herself on screen, but because she had the big ass titties, we all knew, shut up, she's accepted in society. But that wasn't a problem because she had something else to fall back on. But literally, we all knew, because you know how I know is because I've met some fine ass women into mental hospital, and I've met some fine ass women outside of the mental hospital that I learned were in the mental hospital, because I've learned they come hand in hand. You know why? Because I'm beautiful as fuck and I ended up in the mental hospital. They used to know that literally the prettiest girls, because of how society treats them, act mental and they get away with it, and nobody cared. We accepted these girls for who they are. We all knew that they had some sort of a mental condition. We all know that they are childish, but we rolled with it because we like to have fun. We're making fun out of the situation. We don't need to fuck them to have fun. Beta male providers, literally, they're more focused on sex than the alpha males. And you know why? Because I've seen the different side of girls. And I literally had to call girls out like, why you always have to talk about sex when I finally stopped talking about sex? Why you always have to act like I'm thirsty while already proving I'm not? And this is why I proved to Snapchat back when I was macking, back in the day when I first came up, is when literally no girl had pussy pass. Every girl was treated the same. Every girl we knew had to have some sort of swagger. It didn't matter about her pussy pass. We all ignored that shit. We all ignored the fact I didn't have my shit together. We all ignored the fact that, yo, sometimes girls get act childish and sometimes they get act retarded, because we knew their pussy was worth it. I don't give a fuck if she had mental condition, she has normal clothes on, she has this and that. I went to high school where a couple of girls that got through with their pussy passes, nothing new. But why did we start defending them? It's cool that we were accepting them because that's how life works and we can muddle through it. Why did we start defending them? Why did we start making it a thing that you had to get your shit together, when before we called out girls for being mental conditions and we literally said we're all a little bit crazy? I learned that from being in the hood, from literally having people that look stereotypical gangster admitting that they have mental conditions, and admitting that it wasn't shit, and admitting that life happens. I've lived through an era where literally special ed means nothing. Literally, people accept each other for who they are. It doesn't matter as long as you make it out. It didn't matter at that point, because not only was I already a legend, but even if I wasn't a legend, I knew the knowledge of the world so much to the whole point that it didn't matter what I said, I was more logical and everybody agreed with me. Nobody stood in her corner when it came down to the fact that, oh, he acts like a little kid, he just watches cartoons, he's like, shut up, you don't care because you're too damn thirsty. You don't care about his personal life. You don't care about his issue. I started getting girls who started pretending that they like anime just so they can get in my pants. It was so fucking shallow, but guess what? I had rappers I looked up to who showed me respect. I had my idols who looked up to me, who showed me respect. I didn't need approval for a girl anymore because I already was recognized by the greatest. And all those thirst pics and stuff like that can only do stuff for so long. I even taught someone that, yo, just because you pushed a thirst pick doesn't mean he's gonna go chasing after you. And someone who was thirsty for her literally said, yeah, you may have grew some titties, you may have made a cool post on Instagram, but because you're still keeping your distance, because you're not putting in the effort to go see him, you're not, it's not going to do anything because you're not putting in the effort. Yeah, you may say and you may tease, but it's not going to work on him because you know why? Because he's already fucked before, and you realize it's not worth the effort. He's not going to break his back, so by the time you see him, you can't fuck him. It's like, when life goes on, he's not going to put in the effort to go see you just because it's not going to work. If you're going to pursue him, you have to pursue him all the way because he doesn't fall for a tease at all. It didn't matter if he was going to give me some back then because of how highly I was respected by the community. It didn't matter if she was going to give me some. They finally treated her like the little kid she is when she asked me to put in the effort when she was more thirsty. And this is why I don't know why they started defending beta male providers.